What's up, y'all? Good morning. Please like the video and hype the video. And this is Coco and Tea. Let's get into it. So we are here to talk about Wendy Osefo and her husband, Happy Eddie. It looks like this is them in their better days. But yeah, they both finally came to social media to speak out. And I have my assumptions on why. And we're going to get into that. But let's start with Wendy. So this is the outfit she wore this week on this week's episode. And this is what she wrote on Instagram. She said, "And through it all, God remains faithful. Thank you for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers for myself and most importantly, my family during this time. We are forever grateful. Tune into Bravo TV tonight for a new episode of Real Housewives of Potomac." So after that, then her husband took to Instagram and made a statement. So Happy Eddie goes, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your path straight." Proverbs, whatever. Anyways, don't y'all think it's funny that anytime people be like, in trouble, they always be like, God this, God that. God's going to put me on the right path. It's like, boy. Anyways, that's hilarious to me. But I did see a lot of people supporting Wendy, like Carlos King and other people on different shows, but not Real Housewives. But the person I did see supporting Wendy was Stacey, which I find interesting because Wendy been going around saying, this season, Stacey's going to be in the hot seat most of the season. And it's like, girl, I'm not seeing that. Besides them asking her about her little funky ass divorce, I ain't really seeing her being in the hot seat like that. I see Keiarna on your ass, calling your ass fake, and which I do think Wendy is fake, and the way she was laughing in Keiarna's face, she's immature. Could you imagine if that was your professor, and your professor is over there just laughing in your face and flipping you off? Like, Wendy is weird as hell to me, but the way they're editing it, it's making Keiarna look pressed. But I do believe Keiarna that Wendy is fake as hell, and that she wanted her as a TV friend. She wanted her to go against Giselle with her. She hates Giselle. Don't let her fool you. But anyways, let's get into what Stacey had to say. Also, we're going to get into what Andy had to say and Keiarna, because Keiarna was on Watch What Happens Live. So we're going to get into all of that, okay? So just watch. So Stacey goes, "Love you." And Wendy goes, "Thank you for being a true friend and sister. I love you." It's hilarious to me because it's like, I don't think that Wendy is friends with any of these bitches, to be honest, especially not Stacey or whatever the hell her name is. Yeah, Stacey. It's like, okay, Stacey's your friend now? Okay. Anyway, so they released the taglines for Real Housewives, and I think Wendy's tagline is hilarious. So she said for her tagline, "I put the high in higher education." What the hell is that? And usually these taglines is something they say like while they're on the show. Like a lot of times they say it on the show, but also Bravo writes multiple lines for them and has them pick one. So I don't know if we'll actually hear her say this season, or they just thought this was funny because Eddie is, into Happy Eddie, but that's a stupid ass tagline. "I put the high in higher education." What the hell? Anyways, let me give out my conspiracy theories on why I think all of a sudden her and Eddie are making a statement. They both all of a sudden are making a statement and saying tune into Bravo tonight, which was yesterday, after Wendy's been in hiding, hasn't said a word, and we haven't heard nothing from her. Well, I believe that's because TMZ caught up with Andy and they've been asking him, like, what's up with Wendy? And he gonna say, "Oh, Wendy's fine. She's doing her own thing." What the hell does doing her own thing means? That sounds like the network really ain't got nothing to do with her. Usually, they've already picked up cameras and they're getting everyone's responses. So I know they want to pick up cameras and speak to Wendy. So I don't know if Wendy hasn't been speaking to them or if the network doesn't want nothing to do with her. But that's why I think Wendy came out of hiding. Listen.
But Wendy, right? Have you spoken to any family? Have you spoken to her?
I haven't.
Now, are you going to record this and document all this that's going on? Or are you giving her privacy during this time?
I think that she is doing her own thing. I love her, and I love her family, and I love Eddie, and I am hoping that they come out of this really well. I think she's been a really great role model, housewife, and she's always led with her education and family values. And I was as surprised as anybody was when I woke up to the TMZ news on Friday about this. And, so, yeah.
How do you feel about people making fun? I mean, Ashley had a little joke, Ashley Darby, and then other bloggers
you know
are
what,
saying mean stuff.
the women can kind of say what they want. They're, but, I would remind people there's a family here and there's real people involved. So,
Honestly, I kind of feel like there's a conspiracy against the Housewives. I hate to say that, but I feel like every time you like people go on Housewives, all of a sudden they have this going on, going to jail, taxes. Do you think that law enforcement kind of follows and watches to see how elaborate these women are living and saying, do they really?
Don't know. Everybody's watching the Housewives, so
So maybe even law enforcement.
I hope.
Yeah. Well, Andy, I love.
Okay, so the fact that Andy is like, oh, she's doing her own thing, and when they asked, oh, are you guys filming? He's basically said no. Like, that's weird. Anytime some shit goes down with Bravo, they pick the cameras up. Like they already said last week, they picked the cameras up and got the ladies' reactions. The fact that they don't have her reaction is like she's hiding, she's hiding. She doesn't want to film. She doesn't want to talk about it. So then she pops out on Instagram like, oh, watch the show tonight. It's like, oh, she's trying to get back in with the network. You don't want to lose that bag. You done lost your other bags for the college. Like, don't fumble the Bravo bag. That's the only felon-friendly employment that you and Eddie are going to have. So I wouldn't fumble that. But anyways, Keiarna was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy asked her some questions, so we're going to get into what she said.
The elephant in the room is what happened with the Osefos about 10 days ago. What was your reaction when you heard this, Kay?
I mean, shocked. I was shocked, and to be honest, I was also a little bit disappointed. I didn't expect that. I just shocking. So all I have to say is just thoughts and prayers for Wendy at this time because, it's sad.
I think Keiarna definitely kept it cute. All she said was she's disappointed, which I'm sure Wendy gonna take offense to that. But I agree with Keiarna. Like, Wendy is fake as hell, and she's trying to call it out on the show. And I think, like, to viewers, I see a lot of people, like, don't get it. They just think she's clout chasing. But it's like, Wendy is fake. You can tell she just wanted to be cool with Keiarna on the show because she wants to, get a pack of girls to go against Giselle or whoever else she don't like, Ashley. And the thing that was weird last night's episode was when they were talking about this event they're supposed to be doing. I don't know what the hell it was called, whatever the event was. And Keiarna asked her, like, oh, are you doing this event? And then she's like, because I don't know if you want to do it together. And then Wendy just starts immediately shaking her head no, like, no. And then Wendy's like, oh, the first lady invited me. And like everything Keiarna was saying in her confessional was exactly how I felt. Like, bitch, as soon as she brought up, oh, do y'all want to do it together? She was like shaking her head no. The first lady invited me. Like, she always just got to act like superior, better than. And it's like, it's going to be crazy to see her getting taken down a few notches. I just feel like we're not going to see her at the reunion. We're not going to see her at the reunion because she's not going to answer any questions that's going to incriminate her. That's going to be her excuse. She's going to be on the Erica Jane of it all saying, oh, this is in litigation. I can't speak on this. I can't speak on this. So I don't think we're going to get shit out of Wendy. I think she probably wore that ring all season that she allegedly got stole. And then I don't know if this is true, but I read on a blog this morning, it could totally be false because it says media takeout. And, shit that they say, take with a grain of salt. But they said that Bravo is working to do a deal with Wendy for millions of dollars. They said $10 million, which sounds crazy. So they can follow her story and follow her going to court. And that supposedly Wendy has evidence that'll prove that a break-in happened and that she'll show it on the show, not in the courtroom. And I'm just like, side eye. Sometimes shit they say is true, but a lot of times it's false. But if she come out of this with a $10 million Bravo deal, that's going to be insane. But you see what they did with Teresa, so you just never know. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comments. Do y'all think that Bravo is done with her? What do y'all think about Andy saying that, oh, she's doing her own thing? Like, and now she back promoting the show? It's weird as hell. What we didn't see was any taking accountability. There was no apologies. There was no taking accountability. It's just, God this and God that and pray for my family, I don't know. I want to know what y'all think down in the comments. Please comment, like, subscribe, do all of the things. Please like the video and hype the video. If you don't know how to hype the video, just press like and it should say hype. Or you should see a hype button down where the share button and all of that is. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. And if y'all see some tea, then send it to me at Coco and Tea with 2 A's on Instagram. Bye.